Okay, so today we are going to look at another component of my rifle build, which I'm going to be completing. Let's take this out of here. So, as you can see, what we have in front here is a GRS rifle stock, but more specifically, if we open up, we see that it is the Bolthorn chassis. This is what it typically looks like when it is all boxed up, and this will basically serve as an unboxing video for those who haven't seen it. Over here you can see quality check everything, and yeah, let's take it out. So to start off, we've got our 10 round polymer detachable box magazine. We'll put that aside and look at it now. And over here is another booklet which just demonstrates the different GRS stock models and everything. So let's put this to one side, and then finally the chassis. This is going to be quite difficult, so I'll put the phone down and then I'll quickly take it out. And here it is. Let's just give you a bit of a close-up look. So at the back we've got a limb saver recoil pad, and then this button over here is to adjust for the length of pull. We've got an adjustable cheek piece, adjustable for height. Included in the packaging is two QD sling swivel studs, QD obviously standing for quick detachable. Moving along, we've got a join over here in the chassis. There is an available option where you can actually attach a hinge to the chassis, so it becomes a folder. Nice little ergonomic handle, and then your trigger guard with your integrated magazine release coming down. We've got quite a few Picatinny rails on this chassis, but we'll have a look at it more in depth now. If we have a look at the top and the inlet of the chassis, we can see there's the trigger well, and then this is where your box magazine comes through. That shiny piece of metal is a stainless steel recoil lug, and then we move to the front where the rest of the Picatinny rails are situated. So in the front we've got 4 different places where we can attach these QD sling swivel studs. The one is over here, the one is over here, and then on the left and right hand sides of the side Picatinny rails respectively. This Picatinny rail that's situated more towards the middle of the chassis is designed so that you can use or shoot the rifle off of a tripod, and you would typically attach your bipod to the Picatinny rail that's situated more to the front of the chassis. Then the side Picatinny rails are commonly used for things like perhaps lasers or infrared illuminators or anything else that you want to attach to the rifle which is of any particular use. Moving towards the back of the rifle chassis, that is, as we can see here, the QD sling swivel can attach on the left and right hand side of the chassis as well. That gives you a combination of about 6 or 7 different mounting locations for either something like a sling or any other way you would like to carry the rifle. The Picatinny rail at the back is designed so that you can attach a monopod perhaps, or you can even put something over the Picatinny rail and use it as a bag rider. The chassis also features a nice hook, so you can support it with your rear hand and hook it if you want to do that as well. This just illustrates the adjustability of the chassis. So if you're lying down and shooting the prone position and your rifle is high up off of the ground, you can adjust your recoil pads so it's more comfortable in your shoulder, which hopefully increases your accuracy. Okay, so this clip just serves a purpose to show you the other side of the rifle chassis. It's basically the same, just to give you an idea. This is the other side of the ergonomic handle. I'll say something about this handle in just a minute, and then here you can see the back side. The only reason why I don't show you me adjusting the length of pull and the cheek height is because I've only got one hand and it's a little bit tricky. Anyhow, looking at this ergonomic grip, it's actually situated on a rail, and it's attached to the rail by these two little set screws. So the distance between your grip and your trigger on your rifle is adjustable, so it can suit you whether you have small or big hands. Okay. So in terms of mounting your or attaching your barrel action to this rifle chassis, there are two holes. It's difficult to show, but it's this hole over here, and then they actually suggest that you take the handle off, and that hole over there is where your two action screws come through and pull your action tight onto the rifle chassis. Okay, so the construction of this rifle chassis. The rifle chassis is made up of an aluminium frame, and it has these plastic, or should I say polymer skins, which are attached to the side. As you can see here, the aluminium, it's a black sort of anodized aluminium that runs through the middle, and then you've got these little gaps where this plastic skin attaches, but it's a real rigid plastic, and there's very little flex in it when you try to bend or wiggle it around. Okay, so I suppose it's time to have a look at the magazine for this rifle chassis. As you know, this chassis is for a short action Tikka T3 chambered in 223 Remington, and the magazine looks like this. It's a polymer 10 round magazine. There you can see 223, and it's a MDT TAC magazine. As far as I'm aware, this company is situated in Canada, and if you try and buy these magazines online, they work out at about 40 Canadian dollars, if I'm not mistaken. It's a real rigid magazine. There's really, you can't even press the sides together with your finger, and I don't really want to speak about facts when I'm not sure, but it's the composition of this magazine is something like a 40% polymer and 60% fiberglass compound, so it really makes it strong. And they really do believe in their product, because they even have videos on their website where they drive over it with a truck and nothing really happens to it. Okay, so inserting the magazine is most easily accomplished by angling it towards the front like this, and then just simply locking it in. And if you want to remove it, it's just as easy as that. Okay, so to start wrapping up this video, I won't really be discussing the pros and cons of this chassis yet, because I haven't really used it. It's just been lying around here in its box. But once I start getting the rifle together, once I've actually shot the rifle, I can give you a better opinion about this chassis. Obviously I really like it, that's why I bought it. I think its ergonomics are good. GRS really has an innovative design that allows you to shoot comfortably, and I mean, it's an easy system. I can build this rifle myself. the most important thing to keep in mind when doing these builds, I mean, this is an aluminium chassis, there are torque specs involved, so just make sure the action screws are torqued to 5.5 Newton meters. I can't really convert that at the moment, but it's easy to convert if you maybe work with imperial units, and just make sure you've got a adequate torque range that's accurate, and then torque the front action screw first, followed by the rear action screw. But I will be actually doing a video assembling the rifle and so forth. So until then. So it always seems like I forget to say something. So this is just going to be something quickly at the end of the video. Another reason why I decided to go with this type of system, the MDT TAC magazines for a 223 Remington accommodates a long cartridge. I'm saying this because the Tikka T3 TAC, which I have purchased, which is chambered in 223 Remington, has a 1 in 8 twist. So I'm going to be shooting between 75 and 80 grain bullets. This is most adequate for long range with a 223, just because of the ballistic coefficient and so forth. But these bullets tend to make the loaded cartridge long, and the MDT polymer magazines for a 223 allows you to almost load cartridges with an overall length of 2.5 inches,